Hi guys, welcome to this session on LibreOffice Calc. In this module, I want to show you how you can create a tracker, a HR tracker, using conditional formatting and the Countif function. So on the screen, I've got two people, John Smith and Dave Green. And if I just come down a little bit so you can see both of them, you can see that the information is colouring up dependent on whether they are sick, late, absent or on holiday, and the graph colours represent each of the colours at the top. The total colours are the same, and the colours that conditional formatting does are also the same. So if I, for example, type L in there, he's gone late, late again, 4 late, so the graph reflects that because it's looking at the totals down here. And if he's on the sick, it's S, sick, and so on and so on. The graph is picking that up. And same for holidays. If I type H, holiday, absent A, and then the absent goes up. So that's just 3 months, January, February, March, and the summary at the bottom there. Obviously you might want to do it for the whole year, but that is the process that I want to cover. Nothing too technical in this, it's fairly straightforward. So if I go into a new sheet and let's just create the days of the week, so let's go, in fact I can just pull that across, can't I, to 7, so 1 to 7, and then 8 across, and then I'll just pause this and do the rest. So I've got the days. I'm just going to do January to start off with, but obviously you do the rest as well, so I want to merge and center that and put January in there. And then I want to merge and center the top bit to put the person's name in, and this will be John Smith, or whoever that is. And then the conditional formatting needs to go into these rows. So I've got my control key down, which allows me, so once you've highlighted all the areas, so this last one's only got 3 days, I could go all the way across, but I'll just leave it on that. Now we need to make sure we're on the Home tab and we go to Conditions. Click on Conditions. So the first one is, let's say, if they're absent, I want, that needs to be in quotes. Let's get that in quotes. So it's a text string, so let's just open quotes, A, close quotes. And then you've got a series of options here. You can create a new style if you want, but I think it's, so if it's absent, I want that to be black, so I think that's style 3 with white text. That's good. And then add, so this second one, if he's sick, so again in quotes, I want that to be red, so I think that was 1. Yep. And then add, this one is going to be late, and I want this to be blue, or bluish colour, so I've got to find a blue colour. Not sure which one the blue one is. That one, 4. And then the last one is holes, so H, and that one can be a mustard colour, which I just saw there. That's it. So click OK to that, and then we have to test this works, this area works. If I put A, that should go black. It did go black, but I haven't got the font going white, which is my mistake. Now if I go S for sick, that's okay, and if I go L for late, that's okay, and H for holes, that's okay. Now on the outside I want to put a little dividing line here. I need to put some labels at the top there and colour them in. So if we go absent, and then sick, then late, and then holes, and then you can just color code those in the same as what you've got here. So absent wants to be background black, font white, sick wants to be background red, that color red, late is going to be blue. I mean, you don't have to do this, but and then holes is going to be mustard, whatever colour that is. And then along this line where it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I need some labels. So if I go A, now it's put the whole word in there, but I don't want the whole word. I just want A, and then just backspace that off so it is just an A. And then I want S, backspace that off, and then L, backspace that one off, and then H, backspace that off. Now we're ready to do the Countif function, so counting along how many times these letters are repeated. So the formula is equals count if, open the bracket, and then select the range that you want to look at, in this case this range here. Now that needs to be $. This needs to be F4 or $, it, which means it's going to be locked, because I'm going to pull that across in a second. Then I do a comma, and now I could type the letter A, but if I put a cell reference in there, it will automatically come across when I pull this formula over. So I'll just leave it like that, close the bracket, tick, it says 1, pull it over, and it says 1 for each, and we just test that with typing another L or something, so it picks that up as 2. So we know that's working, and this is not case sensitive, you can see that, capital L, lowercase. So now this needs to be copied and just dropped on each line, so I'll just drop it there, Control V on that one. So we've got the labels on each line, and then we do the same formula on each line. So this one, I'll just type it again, equals count if, open bracket, select the range. The range is this week to the 14th. F4, lock it, comma, and then click on the first cell, and then tick and pull it across. Now you should always test it, so I'll just put an A in one of these. Yeah, counted A. Next one you do the same, equals count if, open the bracket, select the range, F4 to lock it, comma, click on the cell that you want to look at or count, and then pull it over. This time check it with a different cell, H. If you're not sure, you can check them all. This one equals count if, open the bracket, select the range, comma, and click on the cell reference, tick, and then pull that across. And then last one is just these three, so equals count if, open the bracket, select the range, these three, F4, comma, and then click on the cell. So that's basically the same for everything, and you're just pulling these across. And then didn't test that one, so we'll do a late, and we'll do a late there, and we can see that it's picking them up. So late, okay, it didn't pick that up there, so let's have a quick check. Okay, so I thought I'd $sign that, but obviously not. That's why it's not picked it up. So I need to F4 that. That's why you test things. Tick, then pull that across, then it picks it up. So when I pull that across without the $signs, that moved from column B to H to C to I, and I don't want it to do that, obviously. Now at the bottom, if I just copy this one more time, copy and paste, what I need is the totals. So in there I need to add up all the times this person was absent. So that's just the sum function, so we're just going to click on sum, and then highlight the numbers, click the tick, so 2 times absent, and then you just pull that across for the others. Now if you want to put borders on this and shade it, it's up to you. If I highlight this block, in fact the whole lot, and just put borders on, all borders, and then let's colour into a colour that is not used in the conditional formatting for John Smith. And if you want, these could have been coloured up, or let's colour the actual days a different colour so they stand out a little bit, and then you can do that across there as well. all the way down. So the actual numbers and the titles are grey, and it's just basically making it easier to see. If it isn't easier to see, obviously don't do it, or you can use some of the pre-formatted things, but I like to do things like this myself. Just bring that across, and then next thing we have to do is just make a little chart based on these categories and these totals at the bottom. So you can either just highlight these two, or you can use the words itself. So I'll just do these bottom two for that. Oops, for now. So I've got them highlighted, and I just want a little column chart. So insert chart. That'll do. That's actually looking okay straight away. But you can go through this and pick a different style if you want, different type of graph. This is the one that I should have. Could have a 3D one. Data range is what I've already got selected. If you click on this, just has a look at looks a different way. I don't want it like that. I want it like that. So I'll just wait for it. Okay, and then data series can stay the same. Chart elements, title. This is John Smith, so I'll put John Smith in there. I'm not bothered about the rest of that, and then just finish. And then you can get rid of anything that you don't want, and you can colour in any of these. If I double click on that, it gives me the option of colouring this in. So what was this? This was absent, so that wants to be black. Okay, and then sick is red, so double click on that and then go red. Just, you don't have to do this, but it's just making it look. Late was blue. It's a funny colour blue, that. It's more of a turquoise, but that'll do. And then the last one is a mustard colour, which is that one. Okay. And then if you wanted to, you can move that up to where you want it to be, and then make it smaller if it's too big, and then do whatever you want to do with the graph. But basically, we've now got this set up for one single person. If you want to block that off, you can do as well, just to make it distinct from the others. So we've got one person and 1 month. If you've got a lot of staff, you probably want to use a different package altogether than this, maybe a database package. But if you've only got a few, you can do the whole year coming down for one person, and then the next person you could have on a different sheet. Or if you've got them, say 10 people, you could just put them all on one sheet, going down 12 months. As long as it's easy to look at, that's what I'd just say to you. As long as you can see it and it makes sense to you, that's great. But that's all I want to do on this little session, so hopefully it's been of use for you. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you on the next one.